Hello and welcome back to another video, and today we do have some footage from our LockDown League race. This is the N200 category, and today we are going to be racing at the Red Bull Ring. We have a qualifying grid race, which is what this is, and then we have a reverse grid race. But we are going to go green here in the first race, and we qualified second place as we did not actually get a great qualifying, as we jumped out halfway through the race. And as you can hear in the live commentary, we are talking about the strategy just a little bit, and there's a bit of contact behind us, but we're qualified in second as we did end up cutting out halfway through qualifying and did not actually get a clean lap, but it still put us in second place here. We're going to get a run, and we are just going to try and push the leader and try and push away here. We do have Mini Max 35 in front of us, and we are both in the Mazda Touring, and that was our car of choice. And we are actually just going to hang out here in second place. We are going to maybe look for a move here to the inside, going down into turn 4. And the strategy in this race, it turned out to be not as much of a strategy as we thought. As going into the race, we thought we did have to make one pit stop, but we will see later. And the two cars basically that were popular were the Mazda Touring, and one guy was in a Lancia, and then there was an S2000 and one other car. But there were quite a few people in the Mazda Touring, and we're actually going to pick up a penalty there. And now we are going to suck up to the inside. We're going to the inside here, trying to go for the lead up into the last couple corners, and we are going to take the lead momentarily. We did get a penalty, but at this track the penalty is very easy to kill off, as it does just kill off under braking through a certain amount of corners. So now coming up at the end of lap 1, we are in the lead. We're going to skip ahead here to lap 3, and we have just kind of hung out behind him, and we are just trying to pull away. We're going to go to the inside here with a late move down into the left-hander, and now we are side by side now coming into this other left-hander. We have the inside, and we are going to take the position here. And now on lap 3, he is going to come back on our outside, so we are side by side once again. He's going to get the run. He's going to go around the outside of us, and we are, I think, going to give him the spot. No, we are going to lunge up, back up the inside, and we did not want to give up the lead at this point here on lap 3. So we are going to come around now onto lap 5, as we did skip ahead a lap, as nothing really happened, as we are side by side now, and we're actually going to give up the lead once again here on lap 5, and we're actually having a pretty good battle for the lead with Mini Max 35. We are slightly pulling away from the rest of the field here, and he actually picks up a penalty there. And right now we were discussing whether a one-stop or whether a no-stop is actually possible, and we are closing up here. See, as you can see, the penalties just kill right away under braking, on the braking. So we now follow him closely here, looking for any sort of time to maybe go for an overtake here. We are in the draft here, and we're going to go to the inside here, and then on the braking down into second gear through the right-hander. He's going to come back underneath us. He's going to go for the cutback. He is going to get it done, and we're going to have to settle for second place here. And at this point, we are realizing that it is maybe okay to stick behind him and just try to save some fuel, and we can have plenty of fuel for the end of the race. We're closing right up through him, through the left-hander. This was the section of the track we were much better at, was those couple technical corners. We weren't so good coming out of 3 and 1. But now coming here into the last couple corners here, downshifting into 4th gear and then into 3rd, trying to clip that yellow apex, which does help the car rotate. We do have a run here, and we're going to see if we can go for the run. And we're going to go to the inside here, now down into turn 1, braking at the 100-meter board, down into third gear through the right-hander, and we're going to take the lead. Skipping ahead onto lap 9, still in the lead. Minimax right on our tail, going into turn 3 this time, and we are going to run it a little wide, and that is going to open up the gap to Minimax to take the lead. So we're going to fall here to second place on lap 9, and on lap 9 was the lap where we realized we are going to have to save some fuel to make it to the end, and we are going to commit to the no-stop strategy. So at this point we realize it is okay to just sit behind him and just hang out. So as you can see, we have put it up into fuel mode 6 and are just short shifting and trying to save some fuel and just sit behind him in the draft, which is going to help us. So we are not actually going to try to pass him here for these last 4 laps and then maybe give him a run for his money on the last lap, as this is a big slipstream track that you can pretty much pass on command if you get a good enough run. So here we are, we're stuck to our word, and we are still behind him here on lap 14. We've saved plenty of fuel, still trying to save some more, as it's not crucial that we pass him now. We're just trying to make sure we go to the end here. Coming into the final lap, we are coming right up on his bumper now through the last couple of corners. Down into the right-hander here into fourth gear. Minimax 35 pulling out in front of us, and now down into third gear trying to clip the apex there, and now coming up, we're going to get the run. We're going to go into fuel mode 1, and we are just going to fly by him down the straight, and that is going to be the end of this one, basically, as we're going to take the lead, and the leader who had led that entire time is still trying to save some fuel. We have plenty to make it to the end, and that is going to be a lead for us here on the last lap, and it is going to amount to a win, as we're going to come through the final couple of corners, come across the line with point very small amount, and he actually ran out of fuel, and we're going to win the first race in the LockDown League for N200. And this was actually behind us. There was a crazy finish behind us as 2 guys end up taking each other out into the final corner, and then he is actually going to be the nice person and let him through. So now skipping on into race number 2, the reverse grid race. So we do start at the back of this one since we did win the previous race, and we're going, this race we decided we were going to do our fuel saving very early, so we're actually in fuel mode 6 here, and we are just going to try and hang out at the back of this pack, but it's not going to work because they all get stacked up, and to not kill our momentum, we're going to dive to the inside and go up into 5th place right off the line. So we are actually up into fuel mode 1 now, and now back down into 6, as we were just trying to play with him a little bit, and he's actually going to get our run up to the inside, so we are just going to let him go, as with the slipstream we are fast and we know we'll have plenty of time to actually deal with this. So we do have the 3 Mazdas here at the back of the pack at the beginning. We have Baze the Beast in front of us in the green one. He did end up finishing 4th in the first race, I think, and he's actually found some pace here in race number 2. So we are just kind of hanging out at the back here early on, and we're going to come and try and maybe get a run on the outside of him, which will become the inside into the left-hander, and it is going to work now, as we are side by side now into the left-hander. He's going to give us the space, and we're going to go through into 5th place now. Now following, just trying to stay in the draft was important, and save as much fuel as physically possible was our goal. So right now, following Minimax, and Baze the Beast not saving as much fuel as we are, so he's going to get a much better run down the straight. We're going to let him go, as it's really not that important trying to let him go, but he actually was going to give us the position, so we both end up slowing each other down. But that is fine, as we're going to catch up in the slipstream. We're skipping ahead to lap 2. The Lotus painted car is going to drive off the track, and now they're going to go side by side, and we're going to maybe get a run on Felix Brown Photo in the S2000, who's right there. They're side by side still, and we're going to maybe look for a run, but we did not try to change the fuel mode at all, so it's not really going to pan out to really anything here on lap 2, and we're going to run a bit wide here and actually come up into 4th place now.
suits the last corner so nicely.
So following the S2000 now, coming to the end of lap 2, he's actually picked himself up a penalty, and the other Mazda's just going to drive right up our inside down the straight, and he's going to get the position, as now we are in to lap 3 here, later in lap 3, following Baze the Beast, as he actually is going to lose some time as he has a bad exit, and that is going to give us the inside, and we're going to go back up into 4th place with a very similar move to how we passed him earlier, except this time he's actually going to lose another spot as the Lotus painted car, and he has a big moment in our mirror as he gets way sideways. Now we are actually catching the S2000 and the other guys. Right now we're sitting in 5th. We're still basically trying to save fuel, but we have a great run here on lap 4, and we are going to move to the outside here as the S2000 is following the Mazda, and the S2000 is actually going to go to the inside here on the inside of the Mazda through the final corner. They're going to go side by side. He's going to give him the space. He's going to go for the undercut, and he's actually going to have the inside for the next corner, and it is going to work. It's going to slow them both down, and we're actually going to get a decent run out of the corner. Probably should have put it up in a fuel mode 1 and just completed that pass, as at this point I think we're just saving too much fuel. Skipping ahead here on to lap 6, Baze the Beast in front of us, and they're going to make a bit of contact. The S2000 is going to get loose. We were back in 6th place. Now we're up into 3rd. As we're up into 3rd as Baze the Beast in 2nd. We're actually getting close, and the Lancia Stratos is kind of pulling away. We make a bit of contact there as we thought we were clear, or we thought he had cleared us, and it's not going to happen as Felix Brown Photo is going to pull away. We do have this Golf, I think, on our inside, and he's actually going to go up. And now here on lap 8, following Felix Brown Photo, we're going to go to the inside here. We're in fuel mode 1. We were trying to catch up just a little bit as we had been fighting and kind of lost touch of the leaders, and we're going to come down into turn 1, and we're going to clip the apex, and we're just going to spin off into the wall. And you can hear in the live commentary I was not happy with myself after that little mistake, and that is going to put us down into 5th place. But we're going to take another look at this one. We go up to the inside, and we're just going to hit the curb, get on the gas a little too sideways, and going to end up spinning into the inside wall. And that's going to drop us down into 5th place now. And we're going to have to do some work to catch up. We did catch up to Cy Boyle right in front of us, and we're going to go to the inside here, and that is going to be 4th place made. And now Felix Brown Photo in the S2000 is right there, and we're going to try and look for the move down into the last corner, and it is going to be made. We're going to clip that apex, run a bit wide, probably pick up a penalty, but they can easily be cleared off. Yes, we did pick up a half-second penalty, but they can easily be cleared off. And we're going to skip ahead here onto the last lap, and we could not run them down, but we did get a little desperate here in the last lap, and just gonna pick up all sorts of penalties as we run that corner completely wide. We're gonna get a 2-second penalty for that one, basically. And we were doing all we can to run them down here on those last couple laps, as we did get involved in a bit of a fight, a meaningless fight, but you can see just on the brakes for the corner normally is just gonna kill that penalty off. So we're gonna run wide off again, and we are trying our best to run them down and any means necessary. You cannot really track extend here as the two leaders are battling it out, and that is going to leave us a bit close. The Lancia Stratos gets very close to our rear bumper, but it's not going to happen, and they're going to wreck behind us as the S2000 went into the Lancia. So that has pretty much secured 3rd place for us, but can we maybe catch these leaders or get semi-close? I know we're going to have penalties that are going to add up at the end, but we are trying our best just to run fast, and they are the gap is closing down quickly as they are right there. We're going to see if we can actually catch up to them as they're going to come through the final couple corners, and it does not look like we're going to get there. So we are going to settle for 3rd place in this reverse grid race, as we just had a pretty bad strategy is what I would blame it on. Is we had the speeds, we're going to cut the final corner, absolutely horrendous line through there, and it is going to cost us another penalty. We're going to end with a 4-second penalty, but we are going to end up in 3rd place
what happened
in
going
this
around that corner.
first second race of the Lockdown
I
League.
cut about every
So
corner
make sure
trying to
to
catch up,
like and
like the last
subscribe
3 laps.
and comment below what kind of content you'd like to see on the channel. And thanks for
Wait,
watching.
when
See you
it
next
comes
time.
third.